Okay, thank you. Okay, hello everyone. My name is Melissa. I am the Toastmaster of the meeting for this meeting tonight. So my job is to host this meeting. So hopefully this meeting can run smoothly. And I see some members here, some Jakarta Motivator Toastmasters Club member and some visiting Toastmasters. Welcome. And then I see some of the new face or new name, must I say. Welcome, and I hope we can all have an enjoyable meeting tonight. So about our meeting, you probably see in the poster, the meeting theme for tonight is Reignite the Spark. Why do we choose this theme? Is the first is maybe, no, not maybe. This also marks the first official meeting conducted by the new EXCOs of 2021 and 2022, and it's kind of as a sign probably, or as a motivator booster for ourselves to keep motivating ourselves and reigniting the sparks that within us. And also we hope that if you're feeling unmotivated, if you're feeling kind of down lately, I hope that this meeting can help you, can be a refreshment for you, so you can re-motivate yourself and hopefully will reignite your sparks once again. And our word of the day is excitement, if I'm not mistaken. Our grammarian will explain the word of the day later, and please remember to use it as much as you can. As our president already mentioned before, there will be three sessions. I'm sorry. Okay. There will be three sessions in this meeting. The first one is the tabletop. The first one is the prepare speech session. The second one is the table topic session, and then the third one is evaluation session. Before we start, let me explain that for the first timers here, there are a team of people, the great and amazing people who will help this meeting went better. This group of people is called the role takers that help us to benefit more from these people and benefit more from this meeting, and hopefully we can learn better from this meeting. This group of people will be led by our general evaluator, Toastmaster Redika. Toastmaster Redika, please introduce yourself and your role and your team's role to us.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Melissa. Am I audible?
Yes.
Am I audible? Oh, okay. I'm afraid my voice is low. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'll be the moderator for today's meeting. At the end of the meeting, I will share my feedback report for the betterment of the upcoming meeting. Fortunately, I won't be alone because I have a team that will help the meeting progress smoothly. First, let me introduce you to the evaluators, not prepared speakers. The speech evaluators of our prepared speakers is Toastmaster Hanif. He will listen to the prepared speaker of today attentively and deliver feedback regarding his performance. So please give him a warm welcome later on. And we have Toastmaster Alvin as a grammarian. Please, you can introduce yourself and your role in a brief. Toastmaster Alvin.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Dika. My name is Alvin, not Alvin. Thank you. So, as your grammarian today, I will be.
Alvin, for the misspelling.
Yeah. Am I audible and visible without disruption?
Yes, you are
Okay.
visible and audible without disruption.
Okay, thank you. So my role as grammarian, I will especially I have three agenda. The first one is listening carefully to your language, especially in English. Then any misuses of the English language, and also mention any outstanding words, quotes, saying or thoughts. So that's okay. Make many mistakes as possible as you can, so I can mention and I can do my work directly, perfectly, and clearly to give a feedback later on. So I do believe we can speak fluently in English, but no problem if if you make a slight mistake. That's okay overall. But pay attention, the WOD or word of the day is excitement. So please use excitement in any single speech that you will deliver in our meeting today. That's all from me. I will back to the evaluation session. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Dika.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alvin. Now we have Toastmaster Nanda as the timer, and I will let her explain her role in the brief.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Dika. So, good evening, everyone. Tonight, my role as a timer for making your not speech over duration. So, because we have 3 sessions, I will explain for the prepare speech. The time is 5 till 7 minutes. When it turns to 5, I will change my background to be green. And for 6 will be yellow. And for 7 minutes, it would be red. And for table topic, the time is 1 till 2 minutes. When it turns to 1 minute, will be green. 1:30 will be yellow. And 2 minutes will be red. And for evaluation session, the duration is 2 till 3 minutes. When it turns 2 minutes, will be green, 2:30 will be yellow, and 3 minutes will be red. And for each speaker, you have 30 seconds extra to wrap up your speech. And then you will be eligible to be voted. So back to Toastmaster Dika. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Nanda. And now we have and WOD counter, Toastmaster Sauki. I will let him explain his duty concisely. Toastmaster Sauki, are you there? Toastmaster Sauki? Oh, I think he isn't ready yet, so we can. Oh, okay, I guess because Toastmaster Sauki hasn't answered anything, so I think we can go back to Toastmaster order meeting since all the role takers already explained their roles. So back to you, Toastmaster.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Dika, as our general evaluator for tonight. Okay, I think we have heard all the explanation about the meeting role takers for tonight. So let's move on to the first
Toastmaster
session.
Melissa, sorry for interrupt.
Okay, okay.
Toastmaster Melissa, I think you are the ballot counter of today, right? Sorry.
Oh yeah, right.
I think you can explain your role. Yeah, right. So you double role. I almost forget.
Yeah.
So okay, Melissa is
Okay,
as
it's
the
okay.
ballot counter of today's meeting. So please explain your role. Sorry for.
Okay, so back to the explanation of the role taker's job. I'm here also as the ballot counter. My job here is to launch a poll, and it's for the table topic session. Since we only have one speaker for tonight, I will launch a poll, probably using an easy poll website, and I will give the link on the chat box when it's time to vote, and then I will announce who is our winner for tonight at the end of the meeting. I think that's all my job. Thank you, Tosmos. I will give back the control to me again as Toastmaster of the meeting.
You.
Okay. So let's move on to the first session of today's meeting, which will be the prepared speech session. We have one speaker for tonight's meeting, which is Toastmaster Hans. Toastmaster Hans, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, and I believe that I'm audible at this time, right?
Okay, yes, you are. We can hear your voice clearly this time. Toastmaster Hans will be evaluated by Toastmaster Hanif. Toastmaster Hanif, please introduce Toastmaster Hans and his speech.
Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Hans Tambubolan, Toastmaster Hans Tambubolan speech. The speech about question and answer session. I believe this will be amazing session. So basically, the purpose of his project is for the member to learn about and practice facilitating a question and answer session. The purpose of this speech is for the member to practice delivering an informative speech and running a well-organized question and answer session. So the member is responsible for managing time. So there is adequate opportunity for both. Don't forget for the timer, the speech length is 15 until 20 minutes. Okay. So without further ado, please help me welcome. In pursuit of being expert generalist, Toastmaster Hans, Toastmaster Han in pursuit of being expert generalist.
Ladies and gentlemen, raise your hand if you want to be expert in multiple fields. Hold your hands, please. Okay, I see a few hands are raised. And it is understandable because we tend to doubt the concept of jack of all trades because it tends to imply the master of none. Who is valuable if someone is average in many things but master of nothing? But I want to give broader view about this. It is basically a recall from my previous speech, but no worries, it is not totally my previous speech. So you can see this PowerPoint, right? The first one, this is the model of plain generalist, a project manager who has abilities to perform those tasks, but with average skill depth. We call it dash shape because it looks like dash, and this is a plain generalist, jack of all trades, master of none. On the contrary side, we have this one, a very specialist person with ability, very deep ability to perform one task only. We can combine the generalist and specialist into this T shape, a person with ability to perform some of those tasks with average depth, but in one task, he is the master. Ladies and gentlemen, the best is yet to come. With more advancement on various tasks, we can develop this T-shape into M-shape. This is the expert generalist. Basically, I want to encourage you that to be expert generalist is still possible. But the obstacle is we have limited time and energy. So in pursuit of being expert generalist, how to do it, how to acquire those skill sets effectively, I will share you my approach. The first one is we need to understand basic concepts. I know our education system tends to skip this part because we tend to learn to memorize, and to perform well in examinations. But that approach is weak in terms of understanding. And to gain long term of expertise, it is not a strong route. So let's try to understand the basic concept. By understanding basic concept, this is the model the golden circle that I really like from Simon Sinek. Start with why, and then how, and then what. Why do we need to learn it? It creates sense of urgency. How does it work? We need to understand the principles and mechanism of any subject that we learn. And then what aspects do we need to learn inside it? Basically, we can note our keywords in those subjects and then gain deeper understanding and organize those things into simplified story. So go to the case study. This is the concept, scale in music theory. In Bahasa Indonesia, scale means tangga nada. The first one is why. Why do I need to learn scale? Basically, scale is the main guidelines to form melody and harmony, which will be important to create song. And how does it work? Scale works by having specific intervals between notes. So what do we need to learn? There are notes, intervals, and application. This is the example. If you can hear a piano, just give your thumb. Okay, nice. So this is a single note, C, C. This is a single note, E, E. This is a single note, G. We know that, a single note. To form scale of C major, we need 7 notes. That's the basic thing. And between each notes, every note side by side has specific intervals. I apologize that I can't display the piano keys because it caused errors previously. But if we neglect the black and white keys, every side by side key in piano has half interval. So this is half. And every scale has unique intervals. For example, in C major, this to this is 1, this to this 1, this to this half, 1, 1, 1, and half. So they have the pattern. And then the application, those scales act as guidelines to create melody and harmony. And after we gain the understanding of basic concepts, what's next? The next is to do deliberate practice. Basically, deliberate practice is different with typical practice. We need to create deliberate practice because it is purposeful and systematic. It is not a mindless practice that only focuses on repetition. In deliberate practice, we also do repetition, but the repetition is mindful. It was crafted for specific goals. And there is parameter of improvement. So get back to my case of deliberate practice in scale in the context of piano. 10 years ago, my teacher set goals for me to strengthen my muscle memory on various scales. Basically, my finger has that kind of muscle memory because it was trained by him. And I needed to focus. So the scenario is performing the scale in 21 times perfect repetition. So this is scale of C major. I need to do this back and forth 21 times without mistake. And when I make mistake, I need to relapse it from the first count. It creates muscle memory. And even further improvement, add more challenge. That was one hand, now I make it into 2 hands. More octave. Split hands. And I needed to do that in various scales. The previous one was C major, now in E major. That's just the sample. By doing deliberate practice, I gained that goal, muscle memory. Even though I'd skipped this practice for a few years, I could recall it back just few hours ago. After doing deliberate practice, this gains more excitement. Learning transfer. So we have gained the basic understanding. We have got the deliberate practice to make it deeper. And now is learning transfer. In this part, we try to transfer our understanding in one context into another context. So we gain those key takeaways and then move it to another context. We find relationship between contexts. Just like my previous lines, connect the dots. And sometimes we use metaphors or analogy to connect between different contexts. Back to this study case in scale and fingering on piano. I tried to transfer it to another instrument, guitar. Basically, those instruments have similarities because we can perform scale on those instruments, any scales on those instruments, but the difference is the uniqueness. There are no black and white keys in guitar. But the similarities, if we neglect black and white keys on piano, it acts the same, just like every fret this. Sorry, I did not connect it yet. Now, if you can hear the guitar, give your thumb up. Okay, thank you. So every fretboard represents half interval if we go shift it into the middle, just like piano. Oh, sorry, it was disconnected. But to play the C major, we do the same context. We do the same approach by transferring those unique intervals from piano into guitar. So this is C major. Sorry, C major. By identifying every keys represented in this guitar, I can transfer what I've learned in piano to the guitar. That's the learning transfer. And I want to give another case study. I know we learn mathematics, right? And finance is something relatable to us. So this is an exponential function. I know those formula is superficial for us, but if we approach this y, a, b, and x into this formula, it will gain excitement. So a is the initial value. For example, at this moment we have 10 million of rupiah, and this is the growth. 1.1 means 10% of improvement every year. By keeping our asset in investment, which gain 10% of return every year, we will have this kind of model, exponential model. So for example, from year 2, we gain 1.1 million more from the year 1. Why it is gain 1.1? Because it is exponential. We gain 10% more from the previous one, not 10% from the initial one. That makes it exponential, not linear. And basically, that approach is used in many things, including formulating the growth of our pandemic case. This is just an example. If we want to flatten the curve, we need to make the growth negative. For example, minus 5% will be like this. And to wrap it up, how to learn effectively in pursuit of being expert generalist. 1, understand basic concept. 2, do deliberate practice. And 3, learning transfer. That's from me. So now let's move to the question and answer session. Is there anyone who wants to ask? I did not see from the chat box so far. You can ask anything about my context, or even you can ask about your context, or even you can ask about my approach. One, 2, 3, 4. We have 2 minutes. Okay, Toastmaster Aryo, Could you please?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Han. The presentation is very rich, and I do appreciate that. I want to ask you, how do you think this method can be applicable in various industries or roles, since you particularly explained about this theory for you, right? But how do other people can try to apply the approach or the principles that you have explained in various industries and in various roles, for example?
Okay,
Did I make my questions clear?
It's clear, but perhaps
Okay.
I need example of which sector. Could you please give sample?
Let's say, for example, Uyun is not Uyun. There's someone who works in a consulting industries. Of course, consulting industries have different requirements or different expertise and different what is it called, culture compared to for example FMCG, right? Fast moving consumer goods. How do you think both, for example, A and B, A is the person who works in the consulting, B someone who works in FMCG, how can they apply the approach with different industries, for example?
Okay, how can they apply with different industry in case of consulting and FMCG? Thank you for your
just to name a few. Just to name a few.
Thank you for your question. Of course, we need to find similarities between those two things, and we need to find uniqueness, as I've said in the learning transfer, but perhaps I did not mention it that much. So the first one is similarities. The second one is uniqueness. Perhaps we can start from uniqueness. Consulting, perhaps it is more fast-paced, more rigorous, and a lot of long hours. On the other hand, FMCG tends to be more stable, but sometimes there will be interruptions or even special case, like for example, when the logistic is having a problem, they need to do fast response to tackle those things. But those two sectors have similarities in terms of structuring the problem. I think they use the typical method of MISI, although it is more weighted in consulting. Mutually exclusive, collectively exhaustive. So in case of problem occurs, that approach can be used in both two sectors. Perhaps in case of, I think in case of logistic and supply chain in FMCG, of course, most consultants perform that role too. So that is adaptable. That is why most consultants can perform well in other industry. Is there any more reply from you?
I think that's quite answering my questions. Thank you so much. I hope someone after me can have another questions that challenge you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aryo. That's a great question. I want to see another question. Is there anyone? We still have like 2 minutes remaining in this 20-minute slot. Perhaps. Okay, Toastmaster Alvin.
I have, when you talk about being a generalist or specialist, let me ask you first, are you a generalist or a specialist?
At this time, I feel more of a generalist.
So what is the advantage that you get when you are a generalist now? And do you have a specific point that you would like to achieve more to become a specialist? And how you can elaborate those things based on your uh, presentation. Thank you.
Thank you for your question, Toastmaster Alvin. So I need to recite that my advantage and how to increase my specialization. And then what's next, my step, yeah. First, the advantage of being generalist first is I can gain understanding about other sector. I can connect better when work in a team from various sectors or various skill sets. I can empathize because I know their pain points in doing certain tasks. For example, as a pianist, if I know how to play guitar, I try to use the keys that is easier for guitar too, so the guitarist can be comfortable in playing the guitar. And to increase my expertise, of course, use my approach, gain understanding in concept and deliberate practice. So what's next? I want to emphasize my specialization in 3 sectors: project management, music, especially production, and human development, especially public speaking. Thank you. Is there any reply from you or?
I think that's really good idea, but in my personal view, when you try to become a generalist, I think it will be better in one sector only. Let's say you are a musician. That's really great. You know about guitar, piano, bass, a drum, and anything else, but you're still in the same roof, which is music. That's good for you and improve your specialty in music. So talking about generalists and specialists, nothing good or nothing bad. Both are great. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alfred. I think I still have time. It's approaching red, or I guess from my timer it is red already. Okay. Thank you very much. Sorry, we only have 2 questions, and I hope you enjoy. To wrap it up, let's shape our skills for a better future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Hans, for your speech, and also the Q&A on your speech. It gives us insight about being in my perspective. You give us insight about generalist versus specialist. So thank you for that. I think for now, after Toastmaster Hans has finished his speech, we can have 1 minute of silence for feedback. You can give feedback on the group chat box or via personal chat to Toastmaster Hans. Toastmaster Nanda, as our timer, can you mark the timer for us for 1 minute? Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Nanda. So the 1 minute starts now. Please give your feedback to Toastmaster Hans. Toastmaster Hans, I think your explanation is your speech ideas is interesting. Do you mind if we have another separate session after this meeting if someone wants to ask more about this topic?
It will be great, but outside of official slot, yeah.
Yes, yes.
time's up.
Okay, the time is up. Thank you, Toastmaster Nanda. And now let's move on to the next session, which is an educational speech session from our senior member, Toastmaster Imam. Wait a minute. Okay. Toastmaster Imam, are you there? Hello, Toastmaster Imam, are you there with us?
Hello.
Okay. Toastmaster Imam?
Okay. Ready?
Okay. So everyone, Toastmaster Imam will conduct his speech, his educational speech for us. And the title is, and he will share his ideas about how to shine in a startup company. Toastmaster and the speech will be 10 to 15 minutes. So Toastmaster Imam, how to shine in a startup company. How to shine in a startup company, Toastmaster Imam. The screen is yours.
Okay. Thank you very much, Toastmasters Melissa Wijaya. Is my voice audible? And can I share the screen?
Yes.
Can I? Okay, thank you. Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Okay, in landscape ya?
Yes, it's in landscape.
Okay, thank you. Wait a minute. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters and honorable guests, and also people who work in a startup company or people who are interested to work in a startup company in the future. Today, I am Imam, an old member of Jakarta Motivator Toastmasters. Would like to present an insight about startup career one-on-one, how to shine in a startup company. This material is based on my experience and knowledge in a startup. Okay, firstly, about the topic of where to work. We can work in a different workplace, right? We can work in an SME, we can work in a family company, but we can also work in a startup or maybe find our own business. However, startup is actually very wide. The term is very wide because, you know, Tokopedia used to be a startup, but right now it is a corporate because it's already a unicorn, right? So startups is actually a new company based on the technology. So if you work in a startup company, you need to know what stage you are in the startup. So it could be an early and promising startup. It could be an early and not promising startup. It could be a Series A, or it could be a unicorn, or else. Okay, this is the thing about career, right? If we just enter the work labor, there will be a career stuck in the future. Why? It usually happens if you work in a SME, a family company, become a official governor or not a promising startup. Why? Because actually in this type of companies, your boss stays in the comfort zone. For example, if you work in a family company, maybe the boss actually own the company anyway, and the company is actually make profit, stable profit, and maybe the family is like already satisfied with his life or their life. So maybe your boss could stay in the comfort zone for a long time and doesn't seek any new challenge. And also in this kind of companies, usually the office politics is high. And also you might have no opportunity to prove yourself because you might only get a specific job position and stuck in that position for a long time. And then maybe the company situation doesn't allow to promote you because maybe it's too small or it's too stable or it's too stuck. And then also whatever you give to the company, whatever you contribute to the company, it might not leverage the business because you are stuck in the decision-making process because the decision-making is done by your boss. Okay, and also there is also a term of middle class trap. If you work in a corporate company, maybe international company, or a stable company. Why? Because maybe in a certain position, the boss will choose a leader based on their connections. This is about the network, about the office politics. Maybe you will encounter a high or unhealthy office politics. Also, maybe in certain companies, for example, in a banking company, you need to work a lot of years to get promotion. And also, no matter how many you contribute to the business, it depends on your boss again and on your company. So the salary is good, but your career will stop growing at a certain level. So it's better if you want to have a stable job, you work in this kind of companies. But there is also a middle class trap, right? So if you want to grow more, maybe you can start thinking to switch to a startup company. Okay, there is also a term of no life job. This is like everybody want to work in a consulting companies, law firm or accounting firm, but actually, if we already accepted to work there, we are pushed to work almost 16 hours per day and 8 hours of sleep. So it could be like almost no life of your time. Basically, most of the time, like you have no life except maybe Sunday. So the salary is high, but you can lose your life. It will be better if it is only temporary, but you can be stuck in that kind of industry forever. So it's a choice. However, for youth, for fresh graduates, there is also an invaluable leverage. It is only possible in a promising startup. Why? Because in a promising startup, there is always a challenge to do non-stop innovation that make you always grow and adaptive. And also, you will be pushed to do your best, even though there is no benchmark. And then, if everyone get opportunity to grow, everyone can get the opportunity to grow based on the contribution. So, if you work smart and you can give a lot of impact to the company revenue, for example, then even though you are still a junior, but your boss will notice your performance and you can have a very special offer from your boss. And then also in a startup company, there are two type of HR development plan. First is buy talents or build talent. Most startups, especially in Series A, Series B, or else, they most likely buy talents. Why buy? Because they want to hire new people that already have experience and can get the work done, even without any training or development plan. So they only care about the business growth. However, if you work in a promising startup in an early phase, um, you might encounter a boss who can build you from scratch and can make you a very outstanding talent in the future. This is the best working experience ever in a industry. Okay, so the best startup to work for fresh grads. Actually, we need to know that startup has stages of investment. It is in an angel, seed, early stage, series A, B, C, or D, E, F, unicorn, etc. So if you work in an angel or seed funded startup, it is the best choice for fresh grads. Why? Because actually as fresh graduates, you cannot work in most job vacancy, right? Because most job vacancies require years of experience, but in startup company, you can enter the company and work and learn a lot from your boss, from your seniors. So, and and especially in a promising startup in angels or seed stage, you will be given a lot of responsibilities, even though it might confuse you in most of the times, but it actually make you grow and make you feel that what you've done is actually used by the company. What you what you do is actually give significant impact directly to the company because there is only small people in the company. So in that kind of situation, you will be pushed by your boss and then you will be expected a lot, but it will make you a very talented people or very talented person in the future. So if you work in a promising startup company, you can expect that in 2 years, you can work in a corporate company at least. But if you done well in 5 years, then if you ever want to switch to a corporate company, then you will start in a middle management. So you will start in a high salary. And if you stay in the company in a long term, you can get employee stock option, or it's kind of you can own the startup in only even though it's only few share that you can get, but the value is like you can buy a house from it, or maybe you can buy a car. So the best startup to work for 5 years experience talents is actually unicorn company or maybe a series A or B, because you already have the experience. And this is depends. If you seek stable job, you can work in a unicorn company because maybe the salary is higher. But if you seek challenges and you still seek growth, or you want to challenge yourself to lead others, you can work in a series A or B company. Because there is a higher chance that you can enter the mid or high level of management because of your seniority in 5 years in the industry. What if you already 30s and you want to switch to startup from a corporate job or maybe from PNS? Unfortunately, it's too late for you because startup company will always prefer to hire younger talents. However, unless there is an exception, unless you work in a company that has similar industry to your startup, to the startup that you apply. So, for example, if you work in a banking company for 10 years, then if you switch to a fintech company, it's still possible. But if it cannot relate to your CV, then forget it. It's just too late for you. So career paths in startup for starters, if you are a fresh grad or still young, in general, there are 4 business functions that shines in startup, no matter what kind of the job position title. There are four functions. First one is product, and second one is business. This is the management path. If you want to be the generalist, you can see the excitement to be a generalist, then please be focused to aim for this kind of position, either in product or business, whether it is a product manager, product operation, or maybe a product tester. And then, but the most promising is product manager. Also, or maybe product owner if you are more senior. And then in business, actually, there are several functions, but usually in every startups, in every stage, business development is the most promising one, because it's like you define the business model and you also make the company grow, and that's why you can still work in an early startup or maybe in a unicorn. You still use this skill is um, applicable in every startup. However, if the startup is getting bigger, then you can also aim for marketing, HRBP, or finance. But I suggest that you aim for the best. For example, if you work in marketing, aim for the head of marketing or a CMO. If you work in HR, aim to be an HRBP. Or finance, you can aim to be a CFO. So that's the career path in startup. However, there is also a specialist path for those who don't want to lead a lot of people or functions, but want to be a specialist. First one is development. It's about the engineer. And also the second one is marketing and sales. So if you are very excellent in marketing or sales, you can also be a specialist in this field. So there is also a high-paying job positions that doesn't need educational background. It's tempting, right? But it's hard because it's not about the educational background, but it's about the competition of intelligence and experience. Product manager, business growth, lead or head of sales, and lead developer are the example of highly intelligence and need of experience is needed more than educational background. So it's like if you become an engineer, if you graduate from engineering or design or business or PR or anything, you can always be a product manager. But to be a product manager, you need several experience and skills that you have to earn by working. So to aim for this position, you need to take challenges. You need to take the ladder step by step. So if you work in any position and your boss say that someday you can take this position, please stay in that company, because your boss can help you to become a very successful person in the future. And if you ever fill these 4 positions, it's also possible if you leave a, a startup and you want to find your own business, you can be a C-level position in the future by having this kind of experience. So all in all, actually there is no fixed career path in startup. It depends on your achievements, your distribution, your company, and your boss as well. Without good boss and good company, you cannot achieve good career in a startup. These 4 are compulsory to make your career successful. So please, if you work in any company, in a startup company, please give your best to do to deliver the best contributions and also to achieve something that can make great impact to the company. That way, if the company and your boss is open-minded, then you will get very special offer that anybody cannot. That maybe only a few people in this Indonesia can receive that kind of offer. Oh. And then also, actually, to be a successful person, there are 9 elements that I suggest, but the number 1 is the reputation and practice. So whatever you do in your field of work, what make you successful is not the skills, it's not the network. Attitude is important, but the most important is reputation. Whether you can achieve something or not, whether you can get things done or not, whether you are can keep your integrity or not. That's the best key to success in a startup company or maybe in the professional world. So, ladies and gentlemen, to wrap it up, to be to be a shining talent in a startup company, you need to see where you work and how you can achieve the job positions that you desire. And then the key to success, you need to give the best in achievement, contribution, and stick to your boss and the company, because in a startup company, actually, the best talent can receive a lot of benefits from the C-level. So enjoy, and then I hope this presentation could be useful for you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Imam, for sharing your expertise to us about startup career 101. I think that's a really interesting presentation, and I believe that we all can learn a lot from this, especially for those of you who are interested in working in a startup company, but don't know what to do or what is those companies are look like. I think Dr. Imam has given good insights about that. So thank you, Dr. Imam, once again. Now let's move on to the second session. Let's move on to the next session, the table topics. But before that, let's take a picture first. Let's take a picture, everyone, so we can have good memories about this meeting. And we can also share this meeting to our social media as well. I will be the one who take the picture. Everyone, please open your camera. Let's take a picture together. Is everyone ready? Please open your camera. We want to see your beautiful and handsome faces. And please give your best pose. Yeah. Okay. Is everyone ready? I will take the picture in 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's take two more photos. 3, 2, 1. Give your best poses now, the better ones than before. 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you everyone. So now let's move on to the second session, which will be table topic session. Table topic session will be led by our table topic master, Toastmaster Uyun. Toastmaster Uyun, I give the control to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Melissa. Oh, sorry. I would love to share a screen. Is it possible? Because I cannot. Sorry, I did not tell in advance.
Yes, you can.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Is it visible now? Loading, yeah.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for the time. My name is Uyun, and today I'll be the topics master. The theme for tonight is Reignite the Spark. This phrase is usually used in relationships, like reignite the spark in your relationship, but tonight it will reignite the spark for your relationship with Toastmasters or even with yourself as a Toastmasters member. And in this session, it's open for guests and any Toastmasters member. Any interested speaker can put his or her name in the chat box. Oh, sorry, I forgot. Okay, so please, you can put your name in the chat box. And the topics master, me, will pick any from the list or pick the speaker later. So I have the authority. And speaker will be given a topic. Like I will give you a topic and you need to make a speech for 1 to 2 minutes based on your previous experience. So it's already finished. You can take inspiration from it, or a hypothetical scenario that you just make it up. And feel free to set any tone for your speech. It can be funny, it can be inspirational, it can be informative. It's up to you. You can set it. And pin the timer, Toastmaster Nanda, for delivering speech. So you manage your time well. And please use our WOD, excitement, in your speech. And I think you can put it in your speech today. Okay, so can I see? Oh, put the name yet. Let's see. Okay. I would love to invite first time as well to join the session. Let me see. Okay, maybe for the, yeah, okay. You can also nominate other people to join. Let's see. For the first speaker, let me invite Toastmaster Miftah. Are you there? Toastmaster Miftah?
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you. I would love to invite you to join our table topics. So is it visible?
Yes,
So,
all visible.
okay. So the topic for today is basically pathways.
Wow.
If you are Toastmaster, you are familiar with it. So you can any pathway here and I will give you a topic. So which one do you choose?
Okay, I will choose strategic relationship.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. So in strategic relationships, there is a project called Making Connections Through Networking. So imagine you are in a networking event when you need to introduce yourself, like you pitch yourself to get a network. So please, 1 to 2 minutes, introduce yourself. Is that clear, Toastmaster Miftah?
Okay.
Okay. So 1 to 2 minutes, sorry. Time is yours, Toastmaster Miftah.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, my name is Yufi Miftah and you can call me Miftah. And now I serve as a Division B Director for term 2021-2022. And now I will give you an example about the leadership and how to network with people. Because in this pandemic situation, we must do the the audience awareness, and then the digital presence, because we are in the digital presence in the pandemic situation. And then the third is great motivation, because the Toastmasters International is a place to learn, a place to grow, and a place to develop more ourselves. Because of that, I am now serve as a division director to develop myself and to be better in the next to be better version of mine. Because of that, I choose Toastmasters International. So guys, if you want to deliver more and learn more together, let's do, and please do, to join with us and contact my number in here. So yeah, thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster Ayun.
Thank you, Toastmaster Miftah. That's very interesting introduction that you associate yourself as being the Division B Director, and you have also something to offer to your counterpart, joining a Toastmaster. That's very nice. And I would love to invite the next speaker, soon to be Toastmaster Nadira Tamara. Yay! Okay, I know you are smiling there. Is it visible?
Oh my God.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there are 10 topics left. So please choose which one do you want to deliver a speech about?
maybe I will take the
1,
leadership
2, 3.
leadership development.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, so in leadership development, there is a project called planning and implementing. So tell us a goal. It's up to you. Can be funny goal or very high goal, and explain. This one is the important part. The detailed action plan. No need to make it very detailed because you only have 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Soon to be Toastmaster Nadia Tamara. The Zoom is yours.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone. I'm here. I would like to explain about a goal that probably can be implemented in my my life in the future. So my goal is to become the a great oh my god, sorry, I'm a bit nervous now because I'm a newbie in here. So I think talking about the goal, my goal is to be a lecturer in the future, or you can call it as a professor in a university. And my detailed action is that the first step is I need to get my master degree first, and it can be anywhere. It can be in a national or international university, but I wish I can get a scholarship in abroad. And the second step is that I need to be more familiar with conducting research, especially to improve my writing skills, and also such as make a journal, academic journal ones, and also writing more every day and to read more. Third one is that I need to make a good relationship with someone who already in that kind of field, especially in educational field. Maybe I can make a great relationship with my lecturer or my professor in my previous university or campus, so then I can discuss more about my goal in the future to be a professor in a university. And yeah, I think that's the very basic action that I need to do in a short time, and I wish I can get my goal to be professor in university, especially in law. And yeah, I think that is all for me. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, soon to be Toastmaster Nadira. So your goal is to be professor in law? I mean, like law field.
Yeah, because I'm a law graduate, so I think it's better for me to.
Everyone say amen to soon to be Toastmaster Nadira's goal. That's very nice. I like the part that you also incorporate your professor's support in one of your detailed action plan. That's very nice. And I would love to invite the next speaker, Toastmaster Alvin, to join. Okay, so Toastmaster Alvin, which pathway do you want to try?
Number 11, visionary communication.
Okay. So in visionary communication, there is a project called Develop a Communication Plan. It's still new for me, and yeah, I snip communications plan like that. So tell us a goal, can be from your experience or hypothetical scenario, and explain the communication plan. Is that clear?
Oh yeah, that's clear.
Okay. So tell us a goal and explain the communication plan. 1 to 2 minutes. Toastmaster Alban.
Many people talk about goal, dreams, hope, achievement, but no one created. Many people have a hope, have ambition, have dreams, but no one consistent about their dreams. Many people have a future plan, make a better impact, be a valuable person, but just lay on the bed every day. What on earth are you doing now, guys? You talk about your idea, vision, ambition. It's like that I am talking right now on fire. That's how you show your communication plan. That's how you pitch your idea to the investors. That's how you solve a problem with your business right now. And that's how you do everything in your life to make your dream come true. So, ladies and gentlemen, just wake up and open your eyes. Whatever you do right now, open your eyes. Don't just dream, don't just have high hopes, don't just have ambition or many achievement in your past. Time flies by, life must go on. You are now. Especially we are in the current situation, which is some of my friends lost their families, They lose hopes. And now, as a person, be a good friend, ask them, help them, and create your dreams. Nowadays, many people want to achieve their dream by themselves, alone. It's really bad, Now we talk about collaboration. No talking about selfishness or being alone, but a collaboration. So it's simple. Clear your idea. Create a consistent plan with your future dreams and do it consistently. That's how you do your dream come true. That's I would like to show my communication plan like the way I did. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Alban. I like the part that you open it the tone is like, wow, we are in a motivational event, seminar kind of, and you also talk about collaboration. I do really appreciate that point that when we are going into a vision, then we need to collaborate and make everyone be in the same path as us. And I think, okay, from Toastmaster, then I would love to invite guests. I would love to call guest Virginia. Are you there? Do you want to try table topics? No answer? All right, let me call, invite soon to be Toastmaster Feby. Are you there?
Hi, Leon.
Hello, are you interested in joining table topics? Yes.
Maybe I'll give it a shot. But
right.
should I turn on my camera?
Oh yes, please. We want to see you. Okay. Oh wait. Okay, so 11 is already taken. Okay, so which number do you want?
Team collaboration.
Team
Number
collaboration. 10. Oh, that's nice. Okay. So in a team collaboration pathway, there is a project called Successful Collaboration. So within 1 to 2 minutes, you can tell us a planning of a small project, and tell us how you recruit the team members and how you divide the work. It can be from your experience, a successful one, a failed one, or hypothetical scenario. So plan a small project and tell us how you recruit the team members and divide the works. Is that okay?
Okay.
Okay, 1 to 2 minutes. The Zoom is yours. Soon to be Toastmaster Feby.
Okay. Hello everyone. I'll tell you about my experience, maybe about my previous job. I was an associate back then, but since I work with a manager by myself without any senior associate above me, so I have to wisely manage my time and separate my job descriptions. And I have to engage some associates below me to help me to manage the project in timely manner, because my work was have to managing lots of projects at the same time. So the point is, I have to communicate with my manager. I had to communicate with my manager about the workload and the timeline, about the agenda of the project. And I have to communicate whether I need some help and what to do. And I have to communicate with the team as well about the milestone, so we don't miss any agendas or deadlines. And I have to communicate properly to the associates below me so they can do their work properly. That's all. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for sharing the experience. That's interesting to work in a team, and we need to collaborate with the team like that. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing, Toastmaster, soon to be Toastmaster Feby.
Yeah,
and I would love to call another Toastmaster, Toastmaster Galvin. Are you up to the topic? Okay, so which topic do you want, Toastmaster Galvin?
Persuasive influence.
Okay, it's your own. Okay, so I guess you have delivered this, understanding conflict resolution. So how do you deal with conflict in your team? Okay, I believe that it's clear to you. 1 to 2 minutes.
Yes.
Toastmaster Galvin, the Zoom is yours.
A lot of conflicts is basically boiling only to one thing and one thing only, right? It is basically lack of communication, lack of something that makes two parties becoming gelled into one agreement, right? For example, my boss says, hey, the return of this project has to be this much, this high, blah, blah, blah. But then my legal team said, no, cannot. Because if we would like to get such return, then we have to forego this, and this. And the lenders, the one who finance us will not be able to give us that lenience. So basically, my boss would like to get as much return as he can, but my legal team says it is simply impossible. So if we just say that, oh, then how do I become the mediator between these two parties? If we just becoming a messenger, you know, a pigeon bird between the boss and also the legal team, it is basically just, you know, becoming a messenger, right? Just like a what you call it, a broker in a chat, in a chatting message. We don't want to be it. We have to be someone who can make both parties understand what the other party would like to achieve. So I can say to the legal team, so what can we forego? Then I can say to the boss, so what is the minimum return that you would like to achieve? Based on that, then we can create scenarios, right? Also, this is how I can accomplish the goal of each party, right? So based on that, I only would like to say that to deal with conflict, don't just be a messenger, don't just be a pigeon bird, be the one who can mediate the goals between two parties. And if you can do mediate, then it is basically golden for you, and you will resolve all kind of conflicts in your life. That's all from me. Back to you, Toastmaster Uyan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Galvin, for sharing the experience, or is it a scenario? Yeah, to deal with conflict to satisfy the goals of any party. And yeah, one of it is to like give, what did you say? Like scenarios or estimates. Is it true? Yeah. Am I correct? Yeah, that you can make some estimates if this a decision is taken, the outcome will be like this, the consequence will be like this, so everyone can imagine, okay, the outcomes of each decision. Thank you very much for sharing that, Toastmaster Galvin. And I would love to call soon-to-be Toastmaster. Let me invite a guest on them. Are you there? A guest on them, are you there? Do you want to try table topics? Okay, so maybe later, let me invite soon-to-be Toastmaster Yusro. Are you there? Guess Yusro? Okay, so maybe later, let me invite guest Erwin. Or guess you can maybe show your face so I can pick you. Okay, no? Okay, so maybe move to Toastmaster. Let me invite Toastmaster Dentia. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, yay. So here are some topics for you. Which one do you choose?
Motivational strategies.
Okay, all right. Okay, so this one is very interesting for me. Understanding emotional intelligence. So your teammate made a critical mistake. You really want to get mad at her to teach her a lesson. So what will you do if you are in this situation? So understanding emotional intelligence, 1 to 2 minutes. Toastmaster Dentia, the Zoom is yours.
Thank you for the thought-provoking question, Mr. Uyun. So I used to be the person who can scream easily. And even my fellow Toastmaster knows that I'm a momzilla. And I can shout at anyone, my staff, or even my family. Because if they do mistake, it's like annoying thing. How can you do such mistake, right? So after 14 years of working, I learn from many people, and I see how people react to certain things. And when someone shouted at you because you did a mistake, they most likely will not listen to you anymore. That's what I learned in the real life. So from the person who used to scream, I learned mindfulness, how to be calm and control my emotion. Now, if I see someone who's doing some mistake, even though I want to scream and yell in front of them, I will first take a deep breath and think, why did they make a mistake? Maybe the way I explained to them was not clear enough so that they make a mistake. Or maybe their capacity to learn was not the same as what I have. So the best thing to do when someone did a mistake and you're upset about it, show them first what to do. be the one to, as a leader, you need to show people. Like telling someone to do something is not enough, because when you communicate, their ideas of what you're saying might be different. So when you show it to them, they will see what you're doing. They're more likely to do less mistake. So I guess that's all from me. So next time you have something to tell to other people, show it first and then make sure they understand. Back to you, Toastmaster Yun.
Thank you, Dentia. I like the part when you say that when someone made a mistake, you will wonder why the people did something like that, because that's also what I did. If someone made mistake, then I wonder, is it me who actually did something wrong, or is it the external one, or it's the personal who made the mistake? And it's also can calm me down, not to be like fired. Okay, thank you for sharing, Toastmaster Dentia. And I would love to invite soon to be Toastmasters. Oh wait, is it soon to be Toastmaster Prawira Putra? Are you available to join table topics? Guest Prawira? No? Okay. Let me recall. Guest Virginia, are you there? Are you available to join our session? Okay, so I guess our guests are, like closing their videos as if they are avoiding the session. Let me, sorry, who?
Okay, I can
Toastmaster
join.
Hans?
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Toastmaster Prawira, soon to be Toastmaster Prawira, I would love to join table topic session for you to give 1 to 2 minutes impromptu speech. Is that okay?
That was a heavy topic. Wait, yeah.
Which one do you, like from 1, 2, 3, 4, or 8?
1, 2, 3, 4, 8. What about 3?
3, oh, okay, that's not humor. So you need to engage your audience humor. So a funny story. Tell us a funny story in 1 to 2 minutes. It's up to you. You can just choose any experience, funny experience or hypothetical scenario that you think that it's funny. Okay, 1 to 2 minutes. The Zoom is yours. Soon to be Toastmaster Prawira.
So even though this is not a story of mine, so maybe you can have a friend, or maybe you know someone that could have a bad luck when it comes down to relationship. And of course, talking about relationships sometimes could be funny, or sometimes could be in a full of romance. So imagine that you are in a college, and one of the goals when you want to graduate from the college is to find your loved ones, right, in the future. Then you try to find with the criteria. Let's say if you are a guy, then you want to find a smart, tall, and same belief in you, the woman that actually is smart, tall, and have the same faith with you. So you're looking for a girl with a higher GPA than you. Criteria number 1, she is smart. Okay, and then when you try to find where is she, then you find her underneath your chair because she was too small, so it didn't match your criteria, which is tall. So you try to find another girl in your classmate. Okay, she has better GPA than you, she is tall, but every time that you want to have a faith things with her, she has a different faith. And then you might, in your third chance, you will have the girl of your dream, which is smart, tall, and same religion, but turns out same gender. So Well, that was a bad luck for you. Maybe you can try it next time and have a more of a good luck in your love story wherever you are. And the funny thing about love is no one can describe love. Who can describe love? If you would ever have a chance to describe what is love, then you will have your own interpretation. You will have your own definition that you will confuse yourself. Did you find a loved ones or not yet? It depends on how you define the love itself. Okay, it's funny yet hurts. Thank you. Luckily.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Toastmaster Prawira Putra. Sorry, I took you as a guest. Thank you very much for your funny story about love. And because Master Prawira already shared his story, I would also invite another senior member, Toastmaster Erwin. Not a guest, he is a senior member. Toastmaster Erwin, are you there? Toastmaster Erwin, no. Okay, so maybe Imam, can we have your speech?
Hello.
Okay, so I have some topics left, number 2, 4, and 8. Oh, which one do you choose?
Okay. 2 and 8. Maybe number 2.
Number 2, effective coaching. Oh, next one.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a project called Reaching Consensus. So we want you to tell us your approach to reach consensus on. So you can feel free to create this, whether reaching consensus to, for example, because you are in startup, maybe to whether you raise the capital of your startup, maybe. Yeah, so it's, so tell us your approach, can be experience or hypothetical scenario, your approach to reach consensus on something, blah blah blah. Is that okay? 1 to 2 minutes, time is yours, Toastmaster Imam.
Thank you, Toastmasters Aziza. So coaching is like playing with a kite. You cannot touch the flag, but you can only hold the line. So with using the art of swinging, and using the wind and also the environment, and then you have to fly the kite higher and higher, better, and maybe look more beautiful than it is. So coaching is like that. So it's kind of hard to change people, but it's actually effective to make them change themselves, right? So the key to coach is actually to hold the thing that matters most for them, but we can like play with it, whether we would like to move it to the right, to the left, so that they can grow higher and better than anyone else. So coaching is like you play with the heart of your love. So it's like you cannot force her to love you, but you need to change our approach, change our environment, and make them love us by her heart. So changing people is very difficult, yet it's actually easy if you have the know-how. So in order to make a consensus, actually, if there are a lot of people who have different angles, the thing that we can do is that we can let each of the people give their opinion, and we can note down the similarities, and we can form our norm, our goals together and the how to achieve there. So even though people are different, but we can work as a team. So coach them actually like to make them work effectively. We can change them individually, but we can also change them as a team by having a good consensus. Also, to change people to do anything, to change people to do the things that we want is the most beautiful skill in the professional world, because like if you can change your staff, and then you can be a good manager. But if you can change manager, you can be a good director. And if you can change a CEO, then you are a good investor. So the thing is, change people is very easy, but it kind of difficult as well. And we can change people, and we can also change the system if we can make a good consensus of it. And don't forget to do the excitement, because it's the word of the day. The excitement to coach other people is very important to be a successful leader in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for sharing, Toastmaster Imam, and thank you as well for your educational speech today. I like your analogy that when we deal with people, sometimes, yeah, it's like holding the kite rope, that we need to train our intuition to, yeah, to understand how people are actually thinking about something. And that's the last speech for our table topic session today. And the conclusion for this session is that all of the projects that that is discussed or like elaborated in this session is actually all level 3 project 1 in each pathway. That it's the level where the speaker is encouraged to increase the knowledge after mastering the fundamentals and learning his or her own style. And after that level, the speaker will build the skills, and at the last level, the speaker will demonstrate the expertise. Why I would love to share this, because the theme is Reignite the Spark. I want me and all of you to reignite the sparks to finishing the pathways. And we need to remember our first goal, that we join Toastmasters to be the better version of ourselves, and hope to listen to your next speeches. That's all from me. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Melissa.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Uyun, for being our table topic master and also crafted these creative questions and also encourage us for the Toastmaster members to finish our pathway project, and also give a really nice introduction about what pathways are like to our first timers and guests. Now I would like to ask for our timer, Toastmaster Nanda. How's the timer report?
Yes, thank you, Toastmaster Melissa. So unfortunately for soon-to-be Toastmaster Nadira and Toastmaster Imam, they are not eligible to be voted, but the others, you can be voted. So I'll put the detail on the chat box. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Nanda, as our timer. So now I will launch the poll, so you can vote for your favorite table topic speakers. Let me share the link to you. Okay, wait a minute. I have shared the link to the link to the voting website, so you can vote for the most favorite table topic speakers for tonight. I think I will give time about 1 minute to vote. Please give your vote and so we can decide we can know who is our most favorable topic speakers for tonight. And also thank you once again for those who are participating, especially for the first timers. You have challenged yourself bravely, and I congratulate you for that. I think the time is up for the voting. Thank you everyone for your voting, and I will announce the winner at the end of the meeting. So now let's move on to the next session, which is the evaluation session. This session will be led by our general evaluator, Toastmaster Radika. Toastmaster Radika, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Melissa. Now we are jumping to the evaluation report section. I would love to let Toastmaster Hanif, as the evaluator of Toastmaster Hansel, to deliver his evaluation report.
Is it me or Toastmaster Radika is freezing?
Yes, she is gone. Wait, I think she has. Okay, Toastmaster Radika, are you there? You're still unmute, please. You're still muted.
Okay. So we are now jumping to evaluation section. Sorry for the slight inconvenience. I would love to call Toastmaster Hanif as the evaluators of Toastmaster Hansel. Please give your report regarding his performance. I believe it will be beneficial to the person.
In pursuit of being expert generalist. From the title itself, everybody agreed that you successfully dragged and blew our mind. Stereotypes say a generalist and expert is like two sides of the coin. You can either be a generalist or expert. You can't do both. From the very start, you already win because you successfully awaken our curiosity upon your speech. So congratulations, and please give a round of applause for Toastmaster Hans. Delivering a speech and facilitate a question and answer is challenging because your speech needs to be clearly delivered. The speech and at the same time device a creative approach to get more engagement from the audience. This two-way will snap your audience mind to ask more interesting question, not only clarification question. So let's dig down his speech using these 2 points. The first is the structure of his speech, and the second is a creative approach. The first, the flow of your speech is unquestionably clear. Begin with a question to the audience. Provide framework. I remember dash shape, I shape, T shape, M shape, right? Give a clear example to the audience how the framework does its job and the impact, right? I think that's unquestionably clear. In terms of the structure, Toastmaster Hans already excelled, right? We understand a golden circle using why, how, what, and then deliberate practice. Learning transfer is the key process that we need to do or to get a multi-talent. But to deliver unfamiliar material to the audience, you might consider the brand new creative expert approach, which is the second point, right? To deliver a framework, dash ITM shape, you can deliver it using your own story, how you transform yourself from dash to M. So people might relate to your own story. When people relate to your own story, their mind is going wild, and then you can face more creative question from the audience and hinder too much information. Focus on what's important. From several framework which you delivered tonight, which one is the best way to answer this predictable question? How to be a generalist specialist, so you can deliver the speech clearer. All in all, that was amazing speech, and looking forward to listen to your another clever speech from you, Toastmaster Hans. And back to you, G. You still muted, Radhika.
Thank you for reminding me. So thank you for your evaluation report, Toastmaster Hanif. And since we have only one evaluator today, we don't have a voting section for the best evaluators. And now we shift to another role taker, Toastmaster Alvin, as the grammarian today, to give us his insights about the proper use of language for our improvement. Toastmaster Alvin, I'll let you talk.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmasters Dika. And sorry, I'm not paying attention too much on this meeting. Actually, there are several message from my office and several posts on my Instagram. Just kidding. Okay, let's talk about first my evaluation as your grammarian in today's meeting. First of all, there are I heard no major English of error, so I can hear you well and clearly enough. But there are several improvements that we have to pay attention. The first one, it's simple, but it's still a concern. The first one is the use of present tense. It's simple as that. When you have to put s or es, where you have to pay attention with everything, and is a singular, not a plural, and also the use of conditional clause if or I think you know if conditional clause. And there are several words that you mentioned like perhaps many times I heard from someone. I think let's try in another way. So maybe let's say probably in any else. Elaborate your vocabulary. And also I heard like from role takers, she said, "Am I audible yet?" I think it's not correct. It should be, "Am I audible?" That's good enough because yet is an adverb of time. We use it mostly in a negative statement or question in perfect, present perfect. And also from the people speaker, I heard you say a lot of "you can see," which is when you present your presentation in a meeting, it would be better you say "you may see," not "you can see," because "you can see" is just a friendly manner, but "you may see" is a formal and a better way. And there are several quotes and inspiring notes that I heard from table topic speaker, but unfortunately I cannot mention one by one. All of them is great. All of them are great. That's great. So that's all from me. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Alvin, for your concise and insightful reports on the grammar usage of today's speakers. And now let's move to another role taker, Toastmaster Sauki, SANWOD counter, to give his report on the verbal pauses, and as well those who mentioned the word of the day today. So, Toastmaster Shauki, I'll let you take the spot.
Okay, thank you so much, Dika, for the introduction. So first of all, I'm very sorry about the first introduction because my connection is disappeared just like my memories with her. Okay, that's all. So let's start with the prepared speaker for today. We have Toastmaster Hans. Toastmaster Hans, I have to say that was a very wonderful speech. And you only said three ah in that speech, which is very good. Only said three ah. There's no repetition and no filler words and everything as far as I can hear. And you said the most word of the day, which is 3 times. Amazing. Amazing. And of course, for the table topic session, I would like to congratulate one person first who does not use any does not use any filler words or repetition, which is of course our lovely, lovely Toastmaster Alphen. But unfortunately, you also didn't say the word of the day, so 50-50. And of course, let us go on to the first speaker itself, Toastmaster Miftah. You only said three which is very fantastic. Unfortunately, you didn't say the word of the day. Toastmaster Guest Nadira. Guest Nadira, thank you so much for your courage on giving your first table topics. That was very great. You have more than 5 and unfortunately, you did not say any word of the day. Hopefully, you can improve next time on your next table topics. We have, of course, Guest Fabi. Guest Fabi, you have 3 which is very good for our first time doing a table topics. And also, you didn't set any word of the day, which is very unfortunate. But again, hopefully you can say the word of the day on our next table topics. We have, of course, Toastmaster Galvin. Toastmaster Galvin did an amazing job. Only said 2 2 Unfortunately, he also didn't say the word of the day. So again, 50-50. For, of course, our lovely, lovely Toastmaster Dentia, you said only 1 Amazing. But unfortunately, you didn't set the word of the day. Sorry about that. And to guess Prawira, almost mistaken you for another person who's also asked the same name as you, almost, which is Wira. You have 1 1 That is very amazing. 1 Unfortunately, you didn't say the word of the day. For our edu speaker himself, Toastmaster Imam, you said 4 which is very good. And also you said 1 word of the day, which is also very good. So 100% on that. And of course, for our lovely, lovely, I don't want to say lovely, evaluator, which is Toastmaster Hanif, you did a really amazing job. You didn't say any no filler words, no repetition. That is really good. Unfortunately, you didn't set the word of the day, which is excitement. So again, guys, I hope you can condemn to your sins and please set the word of the day as much as possible on your next table topic session or maybe any other kind of speech. And that is all for me. Thank you so much for listening and have a nice day. Thank you and back to Toastmaster Rika.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Saki. That's a very thorough delivery for your role today. So for today's meeting, as a general evaluator myself, I would love to give a feedback. It started slightly late than the usual time. I hope the ESCOs can improve on this next time so we can start on time and make sure the technical problem won't exist anymore. And there are a lot of positive things though that I noticed. The guests are warmly welcomed by the ESCOs, which is a positive thing. Keep it up. And all the role takers know what they did and performed it well. It will be better if some roles, like the grammarian and the and BOD counter, use a visual aid. So, and you guys can pinpoint the mistakes. So all the speakers can learn directly from it. So which one is incorrect and the correct versions of the mistakes for the grammarian say. And I guess overall the meeting runs smoothly. Keep up for the ESCOs next time around. That's a wrap of the evaluation about the running of today's meeting. Back to Toastmaster of the meeting, Toastmaster Melissa.
Thank you, Toastmaster Radhika, as our general evaluator, and also thank you for all the role takers for helping this meeting to run smoothly and help us benefit more from this meeting. So now let's move on to the session that we have been waiting for, the announcements of the most favorite table topic speakers. Can you guess who that is? Can someone give some guess on the chat box? Well, who do you think it will be the favorite one in our table topic session? Oh, yeah, I think me too, ya, Toastmaster Nanda, because we don't participate in those. But I applaud your confidence. Keep it up. Okay, so let me share my screen so you can see who will be the table topic winner for tonight's meeting. Wait a minute. Okay, so the winner is, wait, I can see, wait a minute. Toastmaster Hans, can you share the screen, please, that I sent you? Suddenly I cannot do this.
Let me do this. So the winner is
Toastmaster Proud. Congratulations. Congratulations, and also thank you for sharing kind of your love relationship guide on our table topic session. Congratulations once again, and thank you also for all the participants. So now we are reaching almost the end of our meeting. Thank you everyone to have joined this meeting, and I hope we can do better in the next meeting as well. I will give back the control to our president, Toastmaster Hans.
Thank you, Toastmaster Melissa, for conducting this meeting very well.